Hello everyone, Lewis here. I've got a bit of a special double review today. I was gonna maybe pretend that I record them on separate days, but I'm not. This is me recording them now. Uh, I've got two films because I saw them 2 days consecutively. Both new films, both out in the cinema that you can go and see. Will I recommend you go and see them? You'll have to wait and find out. Um, the first movie was Scream 6, which is the sixth Scream movie. The follow up to Scream, which was Scream 5, really, not to be confused with Scream from the 90s. Yeah, I like these movies. I watched them all again just over a year ago in preparation for the new one at the time, which was just called Scream, but it's Scream 5, and this is Scream 6. You follow me? And yeah, I like them a lot. And the sort of kind of reboot, but also sequel that came out last year, I thought was pretty good. I enjoyed it, so I was looking forward to this one. And yeah, and it was kind of more of the same, which is kind of what you expected. But I also enjoyed it. There were no spoilers, by the way, but there was really strong opening, as they all seem to have. There's often it can be the best scene in the film is the opening scene, but yeah, there is some moments where I kind of thought it was going to go in a drastically different direction. It was going to be a whole new Scream, but it wasn't. It was kind of again more of the same. But I don't mean that in a bad way. As is made very very public, there's no Sidney Prescott in this one, no the lead character, because Nev Campbell didn't want to do it for some reason. And it was money stuff I think, but I respect that. That's cool. And yeah, but it gave more time for the newer characters to shine, really. And yeah, and I quite like them. I think Melissa Barrera is the lead. I think that's her name. And I didn't like her so much in the previous one. I didn't dislike her. I just didn't think that much to her because Jenna Ortega was not as famous in that then as she is now. But she popped up in a lot of horror stuff over the past sort of 5 years or so, and I really like her. And she's really good, as is evident by how incredibly famous and popular she is now. And yeah, I thought she was the stronger character. And in this one, I think it kind of evened out a little bit, and I liked them both. And yeah, I quite like the newer characters they introduced in the last film, and I think I wouldn't mind if they don't bring back any of the older characters, if they just have this little group. It's nice to see some of the older ones, but yeah, I like them well enough to where I kind of go, yeah, just carry on with these if you're going to do more, and if you're not, fine. I'm not that bothered. I'll go watch them. But yeah, I think they kind of teased Ghostface in this one as being like really like all new Ghostface and being brutal and that, and it was pretty gruesome in places. Not not, I wouldn't say too much at any point. It wasn't particularly scary in any way. These movies kind of haven't really been scary for a while, I don't think. But that's what I thought when it first started. I thought it was going to go in a much more, I don't know, darker direction than it does. But again, I'm not saying that as a complaint. I still enjoyed it, and yeah. But overall, yeah, I'd say if you're a Scream fan, you'll probably enjoy this. And yeah, really good. Which brings me to my next review, which is the movie 65, which I saw today, so it's much fresher in my head than Scream 6 was. It stars Adam Driver and a young girl whose name I can't remember, and that's pretty much it. It's the popular movie trailer where Adam Driver is an astronaut man and he fights dinosaurs with a space gun. So, to be honest, I thought the trailer was good, but then when the more I thought about this film, when I went into it today, I kind of thought, actually, I don't really think this is going to be very good. I don't really think I'm going to enjoy this. I just thought, but it's only an hour and a half, and I like Adam Driver. It seems weird to me that he's doing this movie because, like, I thought after doing Star Wars and stuff, he seemed to go on to like really sort of like serious dramas and like had a few awards nominations, and I thought that would just be his whole career. But he seems to have kind of gone to do just this kind of sci-fi action movie, which is fine. He's an actor, job's a job, isn't it? But it just surprised me a little bit. I thought, yeah, I didn't think he'd do this kind of thing anymore. But yeah, like I say, I went into it and I thought, even from the start, I think I was being a bit overly kind of not critical, but I just don't think I was as open to it. And I thought, I was like, oh no, this isn't going to be very good. And then as it went on, I quite enjoyed it. It kind of got me at a certain point. It's basically what you'd expect. I was thinking it's going to be kind of like a B movie with a pretty decent budget kind of thing, which it kind of is in a way. And Adam Driver's always solid. He's not putting on any kind of great performance here, but he's a great actor. He's as believable as anything. And yeah, so it's very simple, survival kind of almost like a horror, I'd say. Like, there's some pretty good jump scares in there. So, it's a 12A rated film, and like, there's just, for me, I think, as I've said before in my reviews, I just like cool looking creatures and animals. So if you get some of them in your movie, chances are I'm going to be on board. And I do like dinosaurs a lot as well. And there's not really that many like, mainstream dinosaur movies, because obviously the Jurassic Park / World franchise has really dominated that since 1993. So I think it's hard to really, it's like shark movies, like it's hard to get like a big shark movie or a big dinosaur movie made, just because it's been nailed so effectively and kind of monopolized in a way. So I was glad to see this. And the dinosaurs, they don't look like the ones we're used to seeing in like, the Jurassic World movies and that sort of thing. They have their own little look to them. And I'm sure if you went through it, like, I mean, I know a little bit about dinosaurs. I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but, a lot of these creatures probably either didn't exist or didn't look that way, and definitely weren't living on the Earth at the same time, this film is set. But I'm not bothered about that. Not in a film like this, where you just kind of, it's just, say, dinosaurs in a space gun. But they had some really cool designs. They were definitely more sort of bird-like than some of the Jurassic Park ones, which I really like. Like, that's probably more accurate as well. And I love birds, so it's cool for me. And there was some. I mean, I won't go into it because there's some pretty interesting looking creatures that you might not expect, but there's just some that are just probably more accurate than what we're used to seeing in films. But then there's some that, again, I think were creatures that even predated the dinosaurs. I'm not 100% sure, but I just thought they looked cool. Like, anytime a creature pops up, and I kind of say to myself like, "Oh, why you?" And I just enjoyed it. I thought that was cool. And yeah, so it's just Adam Driver and a little girl, and they just kind of pretty standard fare in a way, but enough that I quite enjoyed it. And I think effects wise, it was pretty solid. I was nothing where I kind of went, "Oh, that looks a bit rough." I don't know what the budget was. Maybe, I don't know, between 70 and 100 million, maybe. That's just a guess on my part. Probably not 100. That is quite a lot. Maybe 50 to 70, we'll say. I don't know. I'm not good with things like that. But yeah, I imagine a lot of it went into the effects and that sort of thing. And yeah, and they did a good job with it, I think. So yeah, I enjoyed it. Nothing groundbreaking. But pretty solid sci-fi action movie. With some cool looking stuff in it, and some cool creepy crawlies as well. Some bits that make you go ooh, which is good, I guess. I don't know. It depends what you like. But yeah, that's my review of two movies that are currently out in cinemas: Scream 6 and 65. Go see them if you think they'll be your kind of thing. You'll probably have a good time at the movies, and yeah, support small local independent chains like Cineworld. Yeah. Thanks for watching, and keep watching the skis.